number 56B, border rope. Lovely elegant border that you can make either smaller curves or the longer curves like that. And the ruler that looks like that is this one. We've got all those beautiful lines on, and initially we'll be stitching down this line and using that mark there to sit on top of what we've just stitched. So we're going to stitch all the way down and then slide the ruler down until the line that we've just sewn is on that line. Looks complicated, but actually it's very simple. Let me turn the fabric. Right, so we're stitching down the initial line and stopping at the bottom with the needle down in the fabric. Now I'm just going to bring this round so you can see what I'm doing. Slide the ruler down, and can you see that line going on to what you've just sewn? There. And that point there sits on the line. And I'm going to be stitching back up to there and back down to where I am now. So, it's a very fluid movement. So I'm stitching up, coming back down. And when we come back down to there, reassess the ruler and come down. And that little reassess keeps you in a straight line. Bring the ruler down and stitch up. Bring down to the point, reassess and down. Bring the line down, stitch up, reassess and come down. Line down, stitch back down to the point and reassess. That little twiddle that you do on that reassess keeps you in a nice straight line. Bring it back up to the point and reassess. Slide down, come back down to the point, reassess and come down. Now then, I'm just going to do one line here. I'm not going to come back down. I'm just going to do one line because that's the end of my rope as far as this particular part of the border is concerned. So what that gives us is that beautiful, beautiful curve. Isn't that just gorgeous? Now I want to finish that curve off up there. So bringing the ruler up and taking the line. Can you see that's all fitting onto that line there? So I'm going to start there and stitch down. And that completes what I call the larger of the curves. Okay? So what I want to do now, just to get you used to going up and down, I'm going to do a repeat of that all the way down. So stitch down, slide, put your line on and stitch back up, back down to the point, reassess and down, slide it down, up to the curve, slide it down, reassess and down. Slide it down, put your scroll line on and stitch up. Bring it down to the point, reassess and down. Slide it down, scroll lines on, stitch up to the point, reassess and down. You can see how quickly this pattern will develop in a border or across a quilt, or just across a block. It's entirely up to you. Reassess and down. What I wanted to do this second line for you was so that I could show you how you can integrate the next curve in without taking this off of the fabric. So now I'm going to close that up there and come back down to the point. Now I'm going to slide, I'm going to slide the ruler across, and you can see, put your lines on. I'm going to move that so you can see. Put your lines on, and you can see if I stitch there, I'm going to get that small line across, which will halve my curve. Slide the ruler up halfway and stitch down to the point. Bring the ruler up and put your scroll lines on and stitch across. Bring the ruler up halfway and stitch down to the point. Put your scroll lines on and stitch up. This gives a beautiful slimmer looking border rope. To my mind, it makes it look a little bit like a coffee bean. It's all in the eye of the beholder. Bring it round. I'm working point to point every time. Very simply, just by using the scroll lines. Making my lines and stitching back up. Bring it up, scroll lines on to the point. Bring it up halfway and scroll it up. Now come to the top here. So I'm going to bring it up and halve it, slide it over and complete the top end. And there you've got two different border ropes with the same ruler, just two different looks. Isn't that just gorgeous? It's the same on the back. It's just beautiful. Consistent curve. Number 56B, border rope. Enjoy.